Hello, folks, students, and professionals. Let's welcome back another important topic. Let's learn how invoice correction request works in S4 HANA. You can take 1511, 1610, 2021, 1909, or 1709, 1902, whatever the version you take. Okay, so including 2023, the functionality is the same. Okay, let's check this on SAP system. Basically, what is invoice correction request? If someone is directly learning SAP on S4HANA system, let me try to explain that. Okay. So basically you have a process like, sales order, create, change, and billing and billing, create, change, and display. Okay. Document type is RK. What is this RK is all about? Before that, we'll try to check one example. Okay, so this is invoice correction request. So you can able to find out the title itself if any correction happens for your invoice. Okay, so in terms of debit or credit, it will be handled with the same document. Okay, I'll tell you the background. For example, credit memo and you have a debit memo. Okay, so this is credit memo request at sales level, and this G2 is the document type and L2 is your debit memo document type. You just try to understand this. Okay, credit memo always rise irrespective of any one of your business context. Okay, irrespective of any one of the your business context. So like you supposed to pay something, we'll raise a credit memo. Okay, if company would like to collect some money from the customers, then we will raise the debit memo. Okay, so it's always give and take, not give and take, give, either give or else take. Okay, for example, I will tell you, you raise a credit memo for reasons. For example, so X material is there. Okay, price is 100. Okay, per piece. Per piece, 100 euros per piece. Okay, so you raise the sales order, delivery, and billing. That is fine. Okay, so this, assume that you raise it for 10 pieces. Okay, 10 pieces means this is 1,000 euros. Okay, so let's keep the X here. Okay, so this you will keep it per piece. Okay, or else one piece. Okay, so 10 pieces, naturally it is 1,000. Okay, so I assume that it is perfectly all right, it is delivered, but later your customer said that. Okay, so actually I have agreed either offline or online some discount of 10 percentage. Okay, so 10 percentage means, so this should be, okay, 1,000. Suppose if you keep this 10 percentage here, so this should be like 100 euros is discount. Okay, 10% on 1,000. So the net value should be somewhere like 900. Okay, leave about for time, taxes, and all those things. Let me try to show you on the net value what it is supposed to be. But actually, what is the difference you are getting? 100 euros you are getting. Okay, 100 euros. The company is overcharged. Initially, they agreed they're supposed to give the discount. Such a case, 100 euro credit memo request you raise and you pay to your customer. This is one case. And I'll tell you one more case. Okay, so it's a similar example. Okay, so there is no discount. Okay, so like this is for 10 pieces actually. So price also fine. Okay, assume that okay, 1,000, no discount case this one. So one per piece is 100 and 1,000 is there. So such a case, let me try to explain you. Observe this. So this is the value. Okay, you don't have any discount. Okay, this is the final net value. Okay, this is what invoice is raised. So what is the issue with the customer? I will tell you one more issue. Okay, what is that issue? Like out of 10 pieces, 2 pieces got damaged. That means 200. Your company has a policy. They don't want to do the subsequent free of charge, or else any replacement policy is not there. What they can able to do that? So new order is new order every time for the company. It happens in my projects I have seen. So such a support, you will get these kind of issues. So they asked, so the customer, so they said that, we'll raise a credit memo request and we'll settle down your payment within a week. Like, I'll tell you best example. Suppose you ordered a certain product in Amazon or else Flipkart or else any cart you take. So the product is damaged. What will you do? You will return the product. Okay, they will take you the money back. So these two pieces, if physically you will raise a return, so physically it might be returned or else it might be scrapped there itself, or else they don't care if it is the product is not harmful to anybody. Okay, such a case, what for these two pieces, generally return will be there. So, certain times it will be scrapped at customer locations also, but it is not always eating product or using product or shed or not something like that, right? So something got spoiled like food or something like such a case, and you don't have a physical returns actually. Okay, they will say that we'll pay you back. So then this case, if you take 200 euros on written order, they're paying back to the customer. Okay, these are the things will be there. Certain times quantity adjustments. So maybe such cases. So in the similar way, debit memo for the same customer, 100 piece. So 10 pieces it is done. Okay, but for this particular customer, they forgotten to maintain a customer group or customer pricing group. Some discount uh, supposed to be like some surcharge, suppose some toll fees. Okay, so like 1% is toll fees. So 1% toll fee means, okay, how much it is? It is 10, right? Okay, fee divided by 1,100. So 1% toll fee they're supposed to collect from the company side. It is missing. So but so like so 1%, that means 1,010 they're supposed to collect, and instead they collected only 1,000. Such a case, they will raise a debit memo. Hey boss, this is what the policy is all about. This is system correction. I'm requesting you offline. But SAP, they will raise a debit memo. They will collect the 10 euros as 10 euros as their what I would say debit memo to collect the toll fee. In the similar way, so you have different cases like so maybe like this credit memo request, maybe like you need overcharge, it may be undercharged, less amount. Such cases you will comes into picture. So this is the actually background of when it's supposed to raise credit memo request and credit memo billing, debit memo request, and this I have already explained. But what is the story? What is the moral of the story? Let me try to explain to you. Okay. So this is the case then. Okay. So to replace these two process, so if credit memo required, we'll using separate debit, separate document type and debit memo. For both together, we can able to club in one standard document type to like if you wanted to pay to the customer, you use the same document. If you wanted to pay the company like a debit memo, you use the same document type, irrespective of the cases. It has its own limitation. That's a different story. I'll tell you that. Okay. So merge this. This is called RK. Okay, invoice correction request. You might have a doubt. Okay, how it will work? It has G2N, one item category. It has LTN, another item category. So like this item category determination, you will have the definition of the both. Okay, let's try to check. This is invoice correction request. So basically what it hold invoice correction request. So first it hold first line. This line we'll call it as credit line. Okay, this one is called debit line. Always this will be okay. This will be disabled. Let me put it. So maybe in gray color. This is always open. So that means So the green color line, whether it is credit memo or debit memo, by increasing the value or decreasing, you can able to do all modification. You can play with the system with the debit line, okay, but not with credit line. Credit line, you cannot able to enter it. I will show you on the system. So how it works, that we are going to see in another few minutes. Why I'm giving this much explanation? Because someone is new to S4 HANA, he don't know ECC. In future, he would like to learn directly S4 HANA, then he requires this explanation. But experienced people who already learn in ECC, they don't require this much explanation. Anyhow, that is a different story. You can check this invoice correction request. Okay, so you have a two lines. Always correction for this line. Okay, so this is fine. I'm good to go. Okay, so now you got it. So now we are getting the package of both credit memo and debit memo, one same document called invoice correction request. That's what we're going to see now. Okay, so this is one thing. Let's try to check the functionality of invoice correction request on SAP system quickly. So we will try to find out the difference between. So let's go to Vivo V8. Okay, so you can copy RK as ZRK, YRK, DRK, how you want it. So now you can see this is invoice correction request. This is a standard document type. If you click this, you will have all the definition exactly looks like uh, what I would say sales document type, but there should be some difference, right? When you try to compare with what is this K? KE means it's a credit memo. Okay. So if you come here, so I told you, right, at the time of document type definition, we're going to see this practical. So what is this indicator? So K is actually, let's come here. So let's go to the CR. Is credit memo. K is already there. Okay, credit memo, you already having a piece of code which works exactly like a credit memo. So then how do I differentiate? If I add additional code, that is only that should work for only invoice correction request. That's why you have a differentiation of this indicator. Okay, so this is sub differentiation. Okay, so there is very rarely, very few document types you will have this. This is the only difference. And one of the key important standard definition is what? So always you take the reference as invoice while creating the while creating invoice correction request. Okay, so this is the definition. The rest all is fine. And you have a credit memo basically. So how it behave like a debit memo based on the second line, and you will have a by default billing block. It might be standard, or else we can able to create our own also. There is no issues. Okay, so otherwise it looks like exactly if I remove this D and if I remove this M, it exactly print off your credit memo. Okay, so how it works in code level, this when you have a D, it should behave like a invoice correction request. I will tell you how it works practically. Okay, now let's go to Vivo V4. Okay, let's check this. It's taking few seconds for loading. Okay, so now we got it. So let's click RK just like that. So now you see, so for RK, okay, let's go to the RK norm. So you see this one, right? Your default will be credit memo item category and manual item category will be L2M. Why it is required, I will explain you. Okay. So this is how you have to do the setup actually. Suppose if RK you copied as a YRK or ZRK, so default should be credit memo item category. So once you maintain how the code will control that, we are going to see later. Okay, so now let's go to credit memo. No, G2 and there is nothing to explain, but still I will open for you. Okay, so this is schedule and category. Okay, let's go to VOV7. VOV7. So now if you look at this, there is something called G2N. Okay. Here, if you expand this, okay, this is what is all about. C means target according to invoice quantity. Okay, status according to, okay, target quantity. So otherwise, so credit won't be active. Credit memo, if you are giving money back, why should I check customers thing? And next one is L2N, as this is a debit memo. Okay, this the setup it should required for RK. Okay, and let's try to check this one practically how it works. Mhm. So I'll take this customer and take this material and let me take some 10 quantity as our example. Okay, so 1,000 it came. Okay, I'm not putting any additional condition types as of now. Okay, for show you, I haven't fully set up pricing till now. Okay, that has a different story. Okay, so test RK, invoice correction required. This is order I supposed to give it. So on invoice, we need to correct the things. Okay, for next create a delivery. So as we thought, so let's go to the picking and pick the 10 pieces. Okay, to the PCA. So now go to the bill. So now see this, it is got billed with 1,000. Okay, so let's go to the uh, display, and in this accounting document it is generated. Okay, so it should be cleaned at my side. So 1,000 customer supposed to pay, and this is it's supposed to be credited to your where revenue account. Okay, and reversal this will be minus, customer account will be deducted, and this will be paid. Okay, so so now if you see this, like these two. Okay, so these are the two cases. Okay, and so let's see how we can able to check some cases actually for invoice correction requests. Some call came. This is what it happens in our life. If you are doing something very seriously, all nonsense WhatsApp, I don't like all these things. Okay, so let's see. Um, let's go to the VA01. Okay, so let's take the case first. Okay, let's go to the Excel first. Um, so case one, we'll take the case one. Okay, so 1,000 is the net value. Okay, case one, I'll just fabricated case, we'll see on the SAP system. So assume that this is for 10 pieces. Okay, so customer actually, what happens? 2 pieces. So out of this is for 1,000 euros, 10 piece. Okay, out of 10 pieces, so like 2 pieces got damaged. Okay, 2 pieces got damaged means, but actually charged each piece is 100. I said that. Okay, 100, one piece, one piece. So 1,000 it is charged as per the invoice. That is F2. I just copied as a DF2. Okay, but customer says that, hey boss, 2 pieces damaged. So then, no problem, sir. We're going to help you out. Okay. So we'll pay you back because we don't have, we have a refund policy, but we don't have a policy to replace the pieces, 2 pieces. Okay, that's fine. Then he asked, what should I do with uh, the 2 pieces? Shall I return? So, no, sir, no problem for this product. We don't require any physical delivery, or else maybe case like I'll pick those 2 pieces as per my refund policy. Once we pick the goods within a week for this process, everything will get settled down. So whatever the 200 euros difference is, that will be credited to where. So customer might ask a question, I have a future requirements, I would like to get more stock so that you can balance. No, sir, we have a worldwide policy. So like that, it will not be allowed. So we'll pay you back. If you want, you can able to raise a new fresh order. Okay. So 200 euros I'm supposed to pay. So what it will happen on SAP system, we'll see. Okay. So before that, what is my invoice number I should require? Okay. Just copy this simply and go back and take RK. Okay. So don't click this button itself because it is mandated in document type definition. Okay. Billing reference only you can able to go ahead. How many times I press, it will not allow you. So just copy your invoice. Okay. So copying from the sales document DF to RK is not supported. So then I need to set up a copy control. Okay. So let me show you this one. How we can able to see this. So it's a bit slow. Let's cancel this. Now let's do the copy control setup. So basically this is copying from my sources uh, order, invoice correction request. It is copying from billing actually. Okay, press enter. Let's check this. What is it is available in standard. So sales document type is RA and this is F2. Okay, so this I'm selecting this. Okay, let me check whether you are seeing the right screen or okay. You're at right place. So select this and copy this one. So this one, I'll just keep RK. I have it copied. I'll just keep it is a standard. If you really want, you can copy. So I'm just replacing F2 as DF2. Okay, let's simply say copy. So all entries will be copied. So let's collect this. So you have a billing document header. This is what the copying requirements is 021. Generally it is 001. This is special case invoice correction request and a copy item number. Item number will be copied. There is a new field like dependent profit segment. We need not discuss all those things and let's go to this. Here if you look at this, so your G2N. So like where is this? Your TAN will be there. Okay. So TAN will be copied to your, let me check this one. I can show you this one. So if you look this, your TAN will be copied to GTN. That is the target is all about. So you look at this, whereas other copy controls, you don't have um, two item categories proposal, but this is the special case. You will have GTN and L2N and you don't have schedule lines. That's why you need to tick this and you don't have batches for this. And if you look at this, this is for correction, right? And this is always item and all this is the copy control settings. So look at this. What is the pricing type? E. E means so copy pricing elements and fixed values. And second, this means like, you don't allow to change this. Generally, you will have one pricing type, but you will have for invoice correction request to do pricing types. So this is M. What is MR? Copy pricing elements turn value. That means you can able to change this one. Okay. So you have done the copy. Now go to VA01 and this is what is this? This is RK. Press enter. What is the invoice? This is the last invoice. Now let's try to copy this one. I think this will be copied now. So now if you observe the screen, right? Okay. So currently it is balanced, okay, with this sales area, okay. If you look at this, the net value is 0. Why it is 0? Your credit and debit value is balanced, okay. Suppose if you would like to pay to the customer, okay, let's try to make it this one as 8. So 200 is the value. So this is disabled. How would I show you? You cannot able to change anything. Suppose if you want to enter, you cannot able to enter anything. This line is disabled as per our Excel explanation. So 200 is supposed to pay. So that means your debit line is should be reduced if you would like to pay to the customer. Okay. So I made it to 8 so that 200 is the difference. So eventually this is what it is going to happen. Okay, if you double click and go to the conditions, so this is 1000 here, and if you go to the next line, this is adjusted, so minus 800, it will come like this. Okay, debit line. So let's save this. So let's put it this one as case one. Okay, save this. So it will ask order reason. Okay, for what reason you are going to do this? So maybe like poor quality. So two pieces got damaged. So this is the order reason, that is fine. And let's check in complete log again. Good. Now, if you try to build, so it will, by default, it will be block will be there. Okay. Come back. By default, this block will be there. I don't want to do that. Let's save this. This, you're already aware of this one. Okay. So someone will come and verify, and then on in real time they will check this. So now 200 I'm paying back to the customer. So always it will be G2. Okay, let me show you. We are 03. This is what the credit memo. Go to the accounting document. Now if you look at this will be minus when you clear the document, and this is supposed to pay to your customer. Okay, so this one be like, credit entry, and it will become a debit entry. Whatever the debit entry will become like a credit entry. This process you already aware of this one. Okay, customer is D type. Okay, remaining is S type. So this supposed to pay to the customer 200. We can able to pay it on clear. Okay, I think you got what I have tried to explain this one. Okay, so let's go back. I'll show you one more case so that you can able to try. It's more or less it's similar. Okay, what I'm explaining. So DF2. So let's take this one for case 2. Okay, same case. So again, 100 per piece. Okay, 10 pieces he ordered, 1000 euros, 1000 euro, 10 piece. Okay, so I'll give you one best example here. Okay, suppose generally Europe 19%. So let's don't keep complex example. Let's keep 10% and 10% tax supposed to apply. So 10% means equal to this into 10 divided by 100. Okay, so tax company has forgotten, so they need to collect from the customer. They had an offline discussion so that we'll process it, you'll pay it back, we'll raise a debit memo. So the debit memo, how we can able to control this, that we are going to see now. Okay, so 10%. So 10%. Okay, 10%, that's fine. So previous case also it should be like 200 euros, right? Okay, 200 euros, two pieces per, that's fine. So let's see the case 2. Okay, with that you can give a try. So I don't want to reutilize this. I'll run this. Okay. Yes, one more case. Not this one. Okay. Let's put it RK case 2. So let's come here. Again, 10 pieces. This is fine. And let's try to do the delivery. Good to go. Okay, no issues. Just go for pick the quantity and do the PCI. So I'm just creating second case. We have 01. Okay, now save this. Let's go to the display document. And if you check this, actually I haven't configured that a different story. You think that some condition record is missing or some issues of key combination, tax is not applied. Okay, so that's fine. So this is 126, right? VA01. So we don't take this. Let's take the RK. So what is this? 1 to 6. Okay. I'm good to go. What is the correction value I required? So this should be minus value. It is supposed to pay to the company. Okay. Let's make it 11. Okay. So now see this 100 is the difference. It's supposed to collect out of 1000. Okay. If you go back to the scenario, this is for this exactly behaves like a debit memo. Okay. This is 100 euro. I'm supposed to do the correction by using this one. Okay. So case 2. And let me remove the block. Okay. And maybe let's check the order reasons if any close to this is down payment. Okay. Poor credit. Yeah. So probably like something like price difference. You can select this, no issues. Okay. Let's save this. See, these documents, you don't have schedule lines and you don't have, this is something like, you don't have any complexity. So 1000 I supposed to collect it. So again with the G2 only, let's save this. Let's go to the display. Let's go to the accounting document. Fine. So now let's check this. So 100, this will become minus in customer account. Okay, this account key will be changed. So it will be credited for customer. So the credit account will be become like a debit entry. This is how the process works for invoice correction request. Now you ask me questions. Why the confusion? What is the advantage? I will tell you the advantage. For example, you have a lot of invoices, some credit memos, debit memos, credit memos, and debit memos. Sorry, it's a lot of invoice written about that thing. So you conclude in offline, you can able to manage with a single document, single agenda scenario. What is the disadvantage? Suppose if you have a multiple invoices and a collection, if you would like to correct it, so it is taking with reference to invoice that you can able to enter only single invoice. That is only one drawback. Okay. And second is user don't have any training. Suppose this process consultant itself, they will confuse. That's why most of the companies for user convenience, they don't recommend invoice correction requests. That's why most of the times in interview also they don't ask what is invoice correction request. Generally, at least if I have common sense, I don't ask what exactly it is because it is not required most of the times. And I'm telling you, my friends, I worked in 11 projects. Out of 11 projects, some 2 projects, they use this invoice correction request. Some projects are like that. They will explore everything in SAP. And if anything, if there is no leftover, they will go for additional customization that you cannot able to imagine. I worked at some first 3 projects like that. It's a lot of customization. Okay. So this is invoice correction request. If what is the drawback if you don't give user training? So you don't know how much put here in this line. So this is how the analysis works. If you give the proper training, this is one of the perfect scenario for consultants. Sorry, end users. Okay. So this is all about invoice correction request. So if you have doubts, you can ask over here. Okay. So currently I'm planning what I would say. So this is I have a request. This is my YouTube channel and it has a lot of stuff. Everything won't be available in YouTube. If you have a dedicated learning, so you can able to give a try. So this one, my Udemy forum as well as. So I'm currently developing one S4 HANA course, full-fledged course. It will be useful for everyone. Thank you so much. Wishing you all the best. What should I say? What should I say? Have a great day. So I'm just providing my Udemy links below this video. If you really want, you can utilize this as an opportunity for further learning. But my course is not at live for S4. I'll get back to you.